Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
And we
Bob.
forgot to introduce Napoleon.
Oh, yes.
Napoleon bone apart. Okay, today, shin splints, or do you have a stress fracture? This is a big question that a lot of people ask me, to be honest with you, Brad.
Yep.
Because they're getting pain, and let's talk about shin splints real quickly first. Shin splints is a garbage can term. It can mean a lot of things.
Sure.
But generally what it is what they call medial tibial stress syndrome, which is a big name that you don't need to know, but quite often that means there's pain on the, am I in the right spot? Yeah, on the
medial aspect of the tibia.
Which is the side closest to the other leg.
Right.
Okay?
In here.
Yeah, we're going to show it on, why don't you put yours up right away?
All right.
So you're getting pain right on the inside here or right where this red mark is. That's the most common type of shin splints, although sometimes people get it right here too where that X is on the out, and that's a different type of shin splints.
Sure.
Where you're going to normally get the stress fracture is over in this medial part.
Right, so we're talking about that big tibia bone. It's solid. If you bump that into something, it hurts like crazy. If you just bump your shin bone into the mattress.
What happens is the muscles are pulling on this for a long period of time, and they're actually pulling away on the bone, and eventually it can actually weaken the bone and develop a stress fracture. So this can happen to any runner.
Sure,
so,
very common.
A lot more common in women, but I've certainly seen it in men too. So what you're going to do, this is the top 3 signs. And the one that's the most important of all is that a stress fracture is going to have localized pain. What does that mean? It's going to hurt just in one small spot. Instead of, normally on shin splints, it's going to be tender all the way along. If you run your thumb down here, it hurts all the way along on the tissues all the way down. But if you go here, oh, it doesn't hurt here, it doesn't hurt, oh, it hurts right here. Oh. And it's one little spot, and a lot of times it goes horizontal. That may be, a sign you have a stress fracture.
Sure.
And anyway, you guys don't have X-ray vision, I'm sure, so you're going to need to go see the doctor on this, no matter what.
Right.
But this at least gives you an indicator of what you might be dealing with. The second thing is, if it tends to feel better in the morning, it may be more likely to be also a stress fracture, because shin splints, often the muscles tighten up in the morning, and when you get on them, they still hurt in the morning. Where an actual stress fracture is going to feel better.
Right. So stress fracture responds with pain more to the weight-bearing activities, especially with repetition. I've known runners that have had them, and it hurts more and more throughout the race or throughout the event.
Right. The other one is if you take your foot and you turn it in like this, and I give you resistance, or you bring it up this way, and I give you resistance, and that hurts, that more likely is going to be shin splints, because now you're testing the muscles, you're not testing the bone at all. Mm-hmm. So in either case, you can't mess around with shin splints or really with a stress fracture. A stress fracture can get worse. The fracture can actually grow and get bigger. I know with runners, they tend to be a little obsessive, and they hate to give up their running. But this is a case, if you have a stress fracture, you have to. Yeah, you can train, do in a pool, do the aqua jogging, or you can do, I think, biking probably.
Bicycling, yeah.
But you're just going to have to give it up until it heals up.
Sure.
So,
all right. Well, good luck with those things.